On December of, of 2015, there was San Bernardino shootings, and in the shootings, they claimed the lives of 14 people, and of those 14 people, uh, it, uh, there was, I mean, it seemed like countless people who were injured. Who, and in addition to that, there was even more people who were affected by this horrific event. I was there personally, working as a clergy, and I watched and firsthand as frantic families rushed down to find where their loved ones were, be reconnected with them. I've sat with families and prayed with families, and the atmosphere was one of intense, extreme agony, if you would. It was there's nothing that could describe the 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 sight of a mother who could not get connected to her daughter or her son because all communication was shut down for hours. But all she knew was that there was a massive shooting that claimed the lives of, of, a number of people, and she had to rush down to this rallying point in hopes that they could be reunited. And if I could describe to you this scene, it is not a place of joy, it's not a place of comfort, it is a place of excruciating antici- anticipation and even pain. And what happens is the families who are there in this place all gather with the same information. For hours they wait to find out if a new bus or a new van is going to drop off their loved one, or if there's going to be a new officer that's going to come and confirm that their child or that their loved one, their husband or daughter, son, wife is okay. And as the hours go on, the room thins out, and the families that are left are forced with the inevitable possibility that their loved one was the life that was claimed. I was there, and I sat right next to, prayed with, and even ministered to a few of the families whose lives were claimed. And I'm saying this because this horrific event that happened in 2015 is only one of nearly 300 mass shootings, 300 this year, mass shootings in America that have claimed the lives of people, that have drastically affected and altered lives forever. And there is no way that you can explain that. There is no way that you can talk about that. There is no way that you can feel what they're feeling unless you're actually willing to help. And you just can't emphasize that. And here's the thing that happened. While I was there in San Bernardino on the 15th, there were people that were there, like myself and other clergy members, looking to help. But you know who else was there? There were other clergy members with the big collars on and the church robes who weren't looking to help. They were looking for the optics of the situation. They were looking to get their church promoted. As sad as that is, there were also people outside, newscasters, people all running around just trying to get information for their show. And I can't tell you how disgusting I felt having walked out, being with the families of those who were deceased, walking past people who were just trying to get a leg up because of the situation. Why does this strike a nerve with me? Well, because just this week, we had not one, but two mass shootings that claimed the lives of a lot of people. And I've come to the realization that many of us just don't care like we should. And I don't know if it's because we've gotten callous, or I don't know if it's because we've gotten used to seeing this stuff in the news. I don't know if I don't know what the reason is, but I feel like we just don't care. Here's why I feel like that, because that's the way that I was feeling. And I had to literally drag myself up, put the things down that were pacifying my time, and make myself care about the situation. In Romans chapter 12, verse number 15, listen to what it says. It says this: rejoice with them that do rejoice, and weep with them that weep. In this passage of the Bible, I believe that the Bible wants us to know that we need to move from sympathy to empathy, from empathy to action. We need to move from sympathy to empathy, and from empathy to action. And we can only do this if we're willing to affirm someone else's humanity. Listen to this. If I am an individual who sees sad things, I can feel sad. I can feel for that. That's sympathy. Man, that person is hurt. Man, that family is grieving. Man, that looks bad. I sympathize for them. There are a number of different people that sympathize. There are people out here who have decided that I'm going to feel bad for. But they never move past their sympathetic state. They never move past feeling bad. And what occurs is they see so much of the same scene over and over and over and over and over and over and over again that they don't even know how to sympathize anymore. They take it as commonplace. When you have to rejoice with people who rejoice and weep with people who weep, you have to move from sympathizing with someone or for someone to empathizing. Sympathy means to feel for. Empathy means to feel with. I can connect to your pain because I have felt the same thing. I can connect to what you are doing because I know what it feels like to have that anticipation. I know what it feels like to have someone who has been, who I've lost to death, someone close to me, and see all these callous remarks all over the place. See all these callous remarks in comment sections. See all these callous blogs pop up about something that was real. What I'm looking at here in America is I'm looking at a bunch of people who simply don't care. Why? Because they don't know how to. We once were sympathetic. Some of us knew and know how to empathize. But what has happened is some of us have become so callous that we don't care. You have to move literally from sympathy, feeling for, to empathy, connecting with. And then once you connect with that person, you have to move from empathy to action. That means I don't just sit around all day as a minister and pray all day. That means after I get done praying, I have to do something about my prayer. I have to move it into action. For you, that means you just don't sit around and throw money at a situation. That's okay if that's what God called you to do. That means you don't just sit around here and just say, man, that's bad. Click. Let me see what's on my Instagram page. Or shoot, that's horrible. Click. Let's go over to something else. Or man, that's awful. Oh shoot, look, let me go get upset and move to action about my cell phone bill. No, what we have to do is move from sympathy to empathy, from empathy to action. That means we gotta get up and do something about it. So when the Spirit of the Lord really convicted me on this, I had to say to myself, I don't care enough the way that I should. And then once I came to that realization, I had to reshape myself, move myself out of this callous state, get up and do something about it. Because the truth is, I may not know anybody over there in any of these shootings, of recent or of past. I may not know anybody in Orlando. I may not know anybody in Las Vegas. I may not know anybody in El Paso or Ohio. But I know this. People are hurting because they have lost loved ones. And since I know that, I know there's something I can do about it. I may not be able to send a lot of money. I may not be able to be there physically. But I guarantee you this, I can do something that is appropriate to help. What can I do? Sometimes just the ministry of showing that you care is enough. Don't send no money. I can send a card to one of the victims' family. Hey, that shows that I care. Whatever God has laid you to do, you just got to show that you are rejoicing with those who rejoice and weeping with those who weep. Now, right now, we're in a time of weeping all over the place. America has flags half-mast. But do you really know what that means? Or have we gotten so used to seeing the flag half-mast that we think it's commonplace? You see, you got to care about a person enough in order to move beyond your tears and go into action. Not only when they're weeping, but when they're rejoicing. You got to care about a person enough to be happy for that person when they are doing something good or receive something well. You got to be able to affirm their humanity so much, be so unthreatened by them, that we can be happy when somebody does something good. So in order to do this, we have to care about people. And in order to care about people, we have to stop being so divided amongst each other. I'm a black man and I'm not against all white men. I don't want to see women against men. I don't want to see Democrats and Republicans division. I don't want to be a part of upstate and lower state division. I can't be a part of black and white, east and west, Japanese and Chinese, or Samoan and Tongan. Once we get all involved in the type of division that the devil puts out there, what happens is we stop humanizing individuals and start demonizing individuals, and henceforth we stop caring. The question today is, America, are you going to care? Are you going to move from sympathy to empathy? And are you going to move from empathy to action? You can only do that by affirming someone's humanity, removing yourself from the divisions that break us apart. God, Lord, Father who's above all things, help us to care. Help us to rejoice with those who rejoice and weep with those who weep. For our own sake, for our own country's well-being, for our own world's well-being. Thank you now. Be with us. In Jesus' name we pray.